I really want this to go okay. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Genelle. Welcome back to my channel. I've missed you guys so much. Oh my god, I don't want to get emotional already. Only been literally a month away from you guys, and this is definitely my safe space and definitely a place where I feel like I can open up and really say everything and just be so honest. I feel like I don't have a platform that feels this way. I realize I am about to open myself up to a lot of different types of criticism, and I had to wait this period of time before I posted this video because I knew my mental health, as it was diminishing, would just catastrophically end if I posted a video too soon. So I want to say I feel mentally okay to post this video, but I'm also not really sure. Today's video, by the title, is going to be me talking about why I took about a month away from YouTube, how I'm feeling now. Let's get into it. So on December 8th of 2022, I went in and had a septoplasty with a rhinoplasty with a turbine reduction.
Some background information.
So basically when I was 10 or 11 years old, I really noticed that my nose was pretty crooked and I was developing a dorsal hump or a bump. That really grew. As I grew older, I got more and more insecure about my nose. I wouldn't pose for certain pictures with friends. I would never show my side profile. I loved being a girly girl. I loved makeup. I loved feeling beautiful, dressing up. I loved princesses, like all since I was like a little girl. I loved being the center of attention, but there was also just this huge insecurity that weighed on me when I was such a young girl. I didn't fix my nose because I moved to LA or because I got into the scene. It started extremely young for me, like 10 years old, maybe even 9 years old is when I started really noticing the disformity of my nose.
My blueprint and beauty standards.
To not open up my entire therapy journal, my mom had a perfectly slopey, skinny nose when I was a girl, and basically my mom when I was growing up was my blueprint of beauty. And aside from my idols that I had growing up, I loved Angelina Jolie. I was literally reading Sports Illustrated swimsuit magazines when I was young because I just loved the glamour and I loved all of that. So obviously I had that, but pretty much my mom was my blueprint. She was super tan, she had green eyes, very skinny, tiny, slopey nose. If I have any pictures of her, even if she's older, I'll insert them. Just like perfect teeth. She never had to have braces. She had nice, like not big lips, but plump lips. She had dark hair. She had dark lashes. You know, she was petite. She literally was my blueprint. My mom and I do not communicate. We don't talk because of decisions she's decided to make that I don't agree with, and it's a long story, I won't get into it. But addiction is a terrible and horrible thing, and all through my childhood from the age of 10 to 17, it was really hard for me. When my mom was going through what she was going through, and I basically got to a point in my life when I was a young girl and I was like, please, like I cannot be in your life anymore if you're going to continue to choose to abuse these things. And she basically chose those things over me. I definitely felt like I was then, not only was she like my blueprint of beauty, but I didn't have some of those things, and I was also rejected by her, who was my blueprint, my role model as like a young girl and what femininity and beauty meant to me.
Accutane made my nose smaller.
I was on Accutane for 4 months when I was 19. So I have photos of me when I was like 16, 17. I'll insert a photo. And as you can see, the nose is extremely crooked and deviated, and my bump is very big, and the nose itself is very big. And then as you can see, 23 and 24. So the nose looks slightly skinnier. It's not as big and like bulbous. And it has been said that Accutane shrinks your nose. I had a severely deviated septum to the point where every single surgeon I had went to and people that I had talked to and even injectors had asked me if I had broken my nose. And back when I was in first grade, I was running on the playground, like goofing around with some friends and some boys, and I had a crush on this kid's best friend, and the kid had a crush on me. And so I was like running after his best friend, and he shoved me into a playground pole on this whole side of my face. It split my eyebrow open. I have a scar underneath here, and that's where my septum was. Now, did I hurt my septum in that situation, or did I just was born with a deviated septum? I'm not sure. I don't even know if I don't think I broke my nose, but who knows what had happened. This deviation was all on this side of my nose, bent in. So basically with Accutane and then with the filler, my nose did appear a lot smaller, straighter on camera. That's my biggest thing.
My nose filler.
So many of you who maybe don't know me or have only seen a few videos, you'd be like, wow, well, your nose was so great prior. I had nose filler for 4.5 years and I kept building it up. I think I got a little bit dissolved at one point, but I was building up so much filler in my nose to overcompensate the bump. So basically, as I brought it up, it was making the bridge thinner because my bridge was wider, and when you bring it up, it kind of brings it to like a small point. That's why non-surgical nose jobs can actually make your nose look smaller, even though it's actually making it bigger because you're adding volume. So I was packing filler here and here and in the tip to really just bring everything forward.
Why I never talked about my nose filler.
So why did I never talk about nose filler? I didn't talk about my nose filler because I randomly went in for Botox once when I was 24. Yes. And I had asked the lady about filler in the nose, and she actually was a diamond injector. She's actually amazing. I don't go to her because she's further south in California, and I found other injectors just as good in my area, but I asked her about it and she was like, why don't we just fill your nose? So I had filled my nose, not reading anything about it, whatever. If you have ever looked into a non-surgical rhinoplasty, aka filler in your nose to correct the nose, the results are amazing. I loved my results when I first got it done. It was incredible, actually confidence changing. But what I didn't realize is, as I was researching it, because I got so obsessed with it and I kept filling my nose, there are so many things. Now granted, I was going to amazing injectors, but there are so many ways that you can go through so many complications when you are injecting specifically the nose. And I had only at that point done Botox and I had tried lip injections, so I had never injected anywhere else in my face before. But from what I had read from a non-surgical rhinoplasty, there is actually a risk of you going blind. So after I found that out, I was getting comments and things here and there, not too much, but I was getting them on my Instagram and my YouTube and about having a nose job, and I would just say no, I didn't, because I didn't want to condone getting filler in your nose because it is so dangerous. Literally, it's been known that if you inject filler into your nose, it can go into an artery and get stuck behind your eyes and cause blindness, temporary blindness. You can actually kill skin cells because it's blocking blood flow. It's really, filler, you guys, is so scary, especially in the nose.
Surgery.
So surgery, I will say I had done research on surgeons, but I can't say that I went to enough consultations. I went to 2, and they were 2 years ago. And then I had the consultation with my surgeon that I ultimately went to. So I feel like if I were to advise anybody, go to as many, maybe a good handful, 6 to 10 consultations. Maybe that's a little excessive. Maybe 4 to 7. Really do your research. For me, I did research on complications, recovery, but recovery is all over the place for everyone. Some people feel so great after 8 days. Some people feel really great after a month. Some people take a whole year depending on how thick your skin is. So for me, I have thinner skin, but a lot of collagen. So I knew that my recovery would be fairly quick. And I just figured with what I asked for, my result, literally probably when my cast would come off, which is a week after you get your surgery, I was just gonna look pretty much like my normal self, maybe with some swelling, and I was gonna go about my way and have a great time. If you guys want me to go in depth on a video on the whole surgery process and the consultations and just everything and prepping and all that, I can totally do that. I feel like it's my duty in this, and especially with how I feel now, to really educate those who haven't maybe seen everyone else's videos, because everyone else's videos have helped me so much, so I want to help other people. So
How I felt at the 1-week cast removal.
basically, when I got my cast off, which was 7 days exactly after my surgery, I went into a full body shock. I looked in the mirror and I did not recognize myself. My bridge was extremely skinny because the cast had compressed it. My nostrils were extremely fat, pointed straight up. I had a nostril that looked literally huge, and I literally basically almost passed out. They had to tip my whole chair back and rush the blood to my head because I literally couldn't speak. I was in such shock that this was my face. I didn't know what to say to the surgeon at the moment, and he kind of kept it very brief. I would say professional, but also I wish it was a little bit more comforting. He basically was like, oh, you have swelling in your tip, it'll go down, take it easy, you're not working out for 6 weeks, no coffee, no alcohol, low sodium diet, we'll see you back here in a month. Basically kind of gave me the protocols on how to saline my nose 2 to 3 times a day, clean it out and tape it, and that was pretty much it. I got into my car and I couldn't recognize myself. I literally could not understand how, I've watched Dixie D'Amelio's nose job and all these other people that went to very similar surgeons as me in Beverly Hills, and they were all coming out with their cast off a little swollen, but loving their results and being like, this is amazing, everything I've wanted, boom. That was not me. I then spiraled into not sleeping, and I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, and within a day and a half, I was supposed to go home to see my family 4 days later for the Christmas break. I booked it the next day. I was like, I cannot be in my apartment alone looking at this whatever is on my face. I couldn't do it. I had to leave. And I just broke down, and I was like, I don't know what I did. I made the biggest mistake. I don't know if I'm botched. I can't see the full results. Why am my results? And then when they take the cast off, it puffed back out, and I just looked like I had a potato on my face, and I was really sad. I was heartbroken. I was having an identity crisis, still am having an identity crisis. So to speed things up, I'm exactly 4 weeks, actually 28 days post rhinoplasty, septoplasty.
What I asked for.
Basically what I asked for is I asked to fix my septum, which is straightening out the side of the nose. So the entire nose would shift. There's these things called turbinates in your nose, and basically you have to reduce them anyways if you're getting stuff done. I had a lot of nasal drip issues, so I was gonna fix all that. So that's ultimately why I started looking, and I just wanted to be done with the filler. I didn't want to have filler in my face anymore. I dissolved all my lips. I don't do Botox anymore. I just wanted to stop doing injections. I just wanted to stop relying on it. And I was just like, you know what? It'll be way easier if I can just get the medical stuff done and get my aesthetic nose done. I liked my nose. I really liked the tip and the nostril area, and I liked the bridge. I liked the width of the bridge. The only thing was the bump that ran along it and the crookedness. I liked how it sat. I didn't want it twisted up, twisted down. That's what I wanted.
How I feel 1 month post-op.
How I'm feeling now. I really wanted to add this into the video because I think this is so important for people to know exactly what can happen. I think if you're undergoing pretty much any body change surgery, and even though with what I thought was going to be very simple and easy to get done and do, you're still changing what God gave you. You were made perfect in God's image, and you're changing that. And I know some people are like, oh my gosh, you're such a wuss, who cares, you're changing it for the better, but not always. And everything comes with a risk. Everything comes with a consequence sometimes, even if it can turn out very rewarding and beautiful and amazing. So yes, my bump was removed and it was straightened, but I still have some swelling here. So I still have a nostril, they're not equal. Also, most surgeons lift up your nose when they do surgery, so that way as it like falls and the swelling goes down, it like goes back down. I wanted a straight nose. Right now, my nose kind of curves up. The tip right here is heavy, like the weight of it is up here. So it's causing my nose to look short because it's not elongated this way. It's like heavy up here. So it still feels very hard here, especially, and in the tip. Like I can't, like even when I like smile, it doesn't move as much with my smile and I kind of look weird. And even when I do a kissy face, it feels really tight. So basically they say over the course of 6 to 8 weeks, your tip will drop drastically because all that swelling and the tension and the stitches and all of that kind of just like loosens. So I do see my surgeon tomorrow to see him face to face since he removed my cast. My issue is the upturnedness of my nose. It's literally up this way, and see if I can zoom you guys in. So it's definitely lifted this way, and I wanted it more like down because I really liked how my nose already was like, not like down, but like, you know, more like this rather than like this. I wanted my nose to just not be crooked and have this like very odd bump in the center of it, and I wanted to just get rid of my nasal drip. Like I'm not even gonna say who, but like he's done amazing noses and natural looking noses. Basically, to finish up this video, I didn't expect going into surgery to feel like I lost a part of myself or that I was going to like not recognize myself. I definitely didn't do that side of the research, and if you are looking into doing anything like this or changing anything about yourself, definitely research the mental state it puts you in. Basically, I have like lost a tremendous amount of weight. It is very hard some days to eat. When I get super depressed or I go through very traumatic events, I drop an unhealthy amount of weight because I am literally so ill. So I'm definitely not feeling confident about that. So I just also want to like bring it attention that one of my insecurities that I was trying to just fix, thinking it was gonna not fix all my problems, because life is a bunch of issues, I guess, and trials and tribulations, if you want to say like that. But I definitely didn't think it would bring on what it has. And I guess this is my consequence. This is my, you know, whatever. And also depending, you know, people are going to say what they say, but I also feel like too, and I just feel like I lost like I feel like I don't look like me anymore. And like a lot of people are going to be like, well, what did you think? You're getting your nose done. You're fixing your nose, not only medically, but aesthetically. And I genuinely thought that removing a bump, because I already had been masking my bump for so long, wouldn't change anything. I really didn't. And I was going to share my journey no matter what. I literally, though, when I'm telling you, I did not imagine feeling the way that I do. Like, oh, the pain that I've been through. I think something really scary that you can go through as a person, even though there's like a lot, is doing something that you think is just going to make you feel better and be better, more confident, right? And then you literally can't even recognize you as like your own best friend, your support system, like everything you are. And it's so shallow because it's just my vanity. It didn't change who I am on the inside, right? Because that's really who I am. But I think it just hurts when you make a decision that I've literally been thinking about for literally 2 decades of my life, and it takes forever to get to that point, forever to just save up the money, because the money that I spent on this surgery, like it's so expensive, and all of it, right? And you're just like, you know, it'll make me feel so much more confident, and this is gonna be amazing, right? And then you go through it, and not only is the heal time a lot longer than you expected, causing a lot of anxiety, causing identity crisis, it's causing the diminishing of your mental health because you look in the mirror and you see somebody you've never seen before. Obviously, I wanted to address this and tell you guys just how I'm feeling before like I start posting my vlogs, and just like I'm traveling a lot. Literally in the next 3 months, I'm literally going to like 5 different places, and I want to vlog all of it. But I really wanted to just talk about this because if you guys see me, you know, really struggling mentally, physically, and just like emotionally, I'm definitely dealing with this demon right now that is my own self. But one of my biggest hurdles like ever has just been myself and my self-hate. It's really hard, as much as I do show how much like I love who I am, hate everything that I am and how I look. And I feel like now, to conclude this like thought, even though I don't have any more lip filler, I overdrew my lips like crazy. No more Botox. I just like got rid of all of it. But now I feel like I look so... And it's funny, my brother said to me, and leave it to your brother or your sibling to be the most honest with you. He was like, Genelle, you haven't had your normal nose in like 4.5 years because you were stacking so much filler and like, so he's like, you were stacking like thousands of dollars worth over your bump in your nose. So don't consider this any faker than you were. But however, filler can be removed. This is more permanent. My nostrils have definitely evened out because they were crazy, but there is still some swelling that's causing some unevenness because my nose would connect to my forehead, and now that scar is showing. So that's another huge insecurity of mine. Got this scar from a steroid injection from when I was injecting acne, and they over injected it, and it literally can cause the diminishing of your collagen and like anything that's there. So if you are injecting your skin for acne purposes with steroids, please be careful. So this is my nose from the side. So this is my left side. The tip, it's very volume heavy, and as you can see, it's pointing kind of like not straight, but like kind of like upwards, and the nostrils are like, my original tip pointed this way, like down. That's what I wanted. I'm really curious to see what my surgeon is going to say tomorrow when I ask him kind of what's going on with that. You can see that my tip is going kind of like up like this, where I want it to be brought down and pointing because it elongates the face. Right now it's making my face, especially in photographs and maybe even here, look really like short and like, and like I said, the piggy nose, if you Google piggy nose after rhinoplasty, literally everyone is freaking out over it because your surgeon sets your nose up right so it can fall. So if you have ever had a rhinoplasty or a septoplasty or tipplasty where they just fix your tip, anything like that, let me know your experience. And I spend hours obsessing and just taking videos and just hoping that the tip will just like rotate like down. This just looks very like, and I wanted my nostrils like straighter. I kind of did have a more like upright, but not this upright. But then again, like, I don't know. If you have any experience with any of this, let me know your experience. People make it on the internet seem like it's so glamorous and such a walk in the fucking park. And it's so crazy because like so many of your favorite celebrities have had these rhinoplasties and they look so natural and normal and not plastic and fake and just like themselves. And I just feel like honestly, if I can fix the tip, if the tip can just come down. Okay, so I am done talking about this. 1 month post-op update. I'll do a 3-month post-op and a 6-month post-op. Those are kind of like the stages you go through when you see your doctor and when you see like changes. Yeah, I think either way, no matter what you think or what I think, if anything, it's more about my opinion about myself, even if like no one's words, whether they are saying positive or negative things, are gonna change like how I feel about it and how I feel about my decision and how I feel about the past 2 decades of wanting this and just like getting it and just feeling like shit. I just wanted to still be the same Genelle. And a lot of people are gonna be like, you literally got surgery. Like you got a plastic surgery. I'll be sure to update you guys and stop throwing myself a pity party. I'm really excited to share my travels and my vlogs because they're gonna be so fun and funny and stupid and lame because I'm so lame and stupid sometimes. Being positive, but the show must go on. My career must go on. My life must go on. Your life must go on. And if you're going through anything in this new year, still be optimistic. I still wrote on my goals. I'm still writing out my goals. And anyways, yeah, I love you guys. And thank you always, just even if you're not in support of this or whatever, just for listening. I'll be always here for you guys as well. So yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.
Boy, I'm a fool when it comes to you. You know I would do anything when it comes to you.